Hello, welcome to Black Friday with Brittany Kennedy. Today is July 10th, 2020, and I'm super excited it's Friday. I've had a very long trying week. I hope you guys have not had a long trying week, but all I can say is I'm ready for the weekend. For those of you guys that are new to Black Friday with Brittany Kennedy, this is a space where I like to talk about socioeconomic issues that are in the Black community that are too taboo to talk about. I like to talk about things. My thought process is that I will help create awareness, and that awareness will help us create solutions. Thus, Black Friday with Brittany Kennedy. Please like this lovely video, subscribe to this channel, please share it. This information is very, very pertinent for us. We need to actually absorb information that is going to help our community rise as we should. I've got something new for you guys. I know a couple videos ago I posted an idea to support Black businesses, right? So for this week, I'm supporting, it is called, let's see here, Black Owned Now. And it's a website that allows you to support all Black owned businesses. I'll tell you what they talk about. It says, we support all Black owned businesses. We are a group of sports executives, former Ivy League athletes, and marketing or event experts who are working together to instill change in our society. We aim to support and raise awareness for Black owned businesses in an effort to build a powerful infrastructure and expansive database for the Black business community. Our mission is to provide ongoing benefits and financial resources to the Black-owned business community. In these unprecedented times, we must come together as one unit to support our fellow brothers and sisters who are continuously working to find success within a partisan system. Through continued efforts, our goal is to complete a $1 million fund to be dispersed as grants to Black-owned businesses in need. I highly recommend you support this organization. They've got a space where you can donate, and I think they are phenomenal. So definitely get out there, support your Black businesses. If you know of a Black business, go and list your business. I think that's one of the challenging things today is to actually find Black-owned businesses. I was just thinking today, like, gosh, I need new crystals. I need magic-oriented stuff. Where can I go to find out more about that, or find a business that is Black owned for that? I'm an Amazon person. I've got an Amazon account now, and everything I do is through there. But I don't think that you can actually find Black owned businesses through the Amazon platform. I don't believe so. And that's kind of challenging, I feel like. So please, please, please support Black businesses. It's imperative right now. I think right now is a great time to bring our Black dollar to our community. We spend $1.2 trillion a year, and yet the dollar circulates in our community for maybe like 6 hours. Like, it stays between a Black person's hand once you get a dollar about 6 hours before it goes to somebody else outside of our race. Other communities, it takes about minimum a day, right? Like, I think some cultures, it takes about 21 days before it circulates out of their community. I believe that's the Asian community or the Jewish community. I do not remember exactly. But anywho, let's get down to what we're going to talk about. So last week I posted a video called Black America Needs to Vote, right? And I got some great responses on that. It was not my most watched video. And I didn't suspect it to be, because people don't really want to talk about these kind of issues, which is why it's a taboo space, right? Talk about issues that nobody else really wants to discuss. But we do have a pretty good voting turnout. I cannot say that we do not have a good voting turnout. But the negative perception is that we don't turn out to vote. And the challenge is that we just don't turn out more than white people. And that's why they keep beating us in politics. And so this feedback that I got, talking about, well, why would I vote? You know, it's never done anything for our people. What has it done for us? What is it going to do for me? Look at our community. Yeah, I've seen it. It's horrible, which is why you need to vote. But more importantly, most people were commenting and they're saying, well, The Electoral College is the one that makes the final decision anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I was like, wow, how lost are you? How lost are my people that their excuse is that the Electoral College makes the final decision anyways? Because if you knew how the Electoral College works, you would know that you are the ones that vote them. I feel like I just heard bombs dropping, like boom, 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 right next to my son's voice while he's playing with his father. Boom, 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 that's what I hear. Bombs going off. Like, you guys didn't know that you're the one that you actually vote for the Electoral College. We actually vote. The people is those who vote the Electoral College. And then I heard a lot of people say, well, yeah, I know that. It's like on the, thing for the presidential election, that's when you vote for them, blah, blah, blah. My people, my lovely, lovely melanin people, you are so misguided and so lost when it comes to politics. You do not know, you do not understand that it's your local and state elections that elects those that are going to be elected for the Electoral College. So the House of Representatives, your Senate, your Congress, right? House of Representatives and your Senate is who makes up your congressmen. And these congressmen are the ones that become the Electoral College. So invariably, we are the ones that elect the Electoral College. And if we had been paying attention all this time, we would have more people that we wanted there, that we trusted to make the right decision and not vote for Trump. Right? That's what we would have. But no, you guys sat back all these years and let the white people, because they pay attention to their local and state elections. You know why? Because they understand who's going to be their sheriff, their mayor. They want to know who's going to be on their school boards. And you do that all through your local and state election. I'm going to explain that to you with thorough research, which I will list in links below. You can always look and check that out. So, here we go. Number 1, we're looking at visitthecapital.gov. Welcome to the U.S. Capitol, right? U.S. Capitol Visitor Center, the U.S. Senate. So it says here, in lovely quotations, the Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, elected by the people thereof, for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. So, I want you to hone in on this lovely part where it says, elected by the people thereof. The people is us. We're the people. It's very simple. Now, next article comes from study.com. And this breaks down, so elected officers of the United States. The title of this article is called Local, State, and National Elections in the U.S. This is how it goes, people. The United States of America is a democracy. You've probably heard that before. There's only one minor problem with this. The United States of America is not a democracy, not technically. In true democracy, every citizen is eligible to vote on every matter. Felons are not really allowed to. That would be unbelievably time-consuming, so citizens of the United States elect representatives to act on our political behalf. That makes us a democratic republic, in which the people still have a political voice through a government composed of elected officials. Those elected officials are elected by us. Therefore, the election of officials is amongst the most important things that the citizens of the United States do. It's the very foundation of the country's political ideology. Yes, it can also be a hassle at times, but it's worth it. Local elections, people. The base level of government office is at the local level. Generally, this refers to the elections of a town, county, or other municipality. People elected to these offices have authority over their municipality, and that's it. It's up to each own to decide which offices are elected, but common ones include the sheriff, city council members, the mayor, and members of the school board. Local representatives are selected by a process of direct election. Again, the people. This simply means that the candidate with the most votes wins. State elections. Next are state government positions. These are important jobs with lots of power, as the United States Constitution grants any power to not expressly given to the federal government to be under the authority of state governments. Currently, every state in the USA directly elects its governor, the head of the state executive branch, that's in parentheses, as well as the representatives to the state legislature. In some states, members of the state judicial branch are elected, but generally, these positions are appointed by the governor or legislature. Most other positions within the state government are appointed ones, so voters need to elect legislatures and governors who will make wise appointments and fill the government with credible officials. Are you following me here? How important it is for you to vote. Local and state. All you guys wait every 4 years and you're like, I'm going to vote for the president. I'm not going to vote for the president or whatever. And yet, every 2 years, I'll get into this more, but every 2 years you have to elect your senators or your House of Representatives. Your senators in office for 6 years, I believe. But anywho, state representatives. Besides state officials, state representatives to the national legislature, Congress, are also directly elected at the state level. Okay, so Congress, pay attention, is the ones who actually are the individuals for the Electoral College. Not all of Congress, but part of Congress is who makes up the Electoral College. So if you don't vote for your state elections, you are missing out on the opportunity to vote for whom is going to be casting their vote for the Electoral College. I'll say that one more time. If you do not vote in your state elections, you are missing out on the opportunity to vote for the individuals who are going to be voting for you in the Electoral College. Moving right along. So, Congress are also directly elected at the state level. While these representations are members of the federal government, not the state government, they are only elected by citizens of the state they represent. Did you hear that? I just want to repeat it because nobody seems to understand in the Black community how this works. While these representatives are members of the federal government, not the state government, they are elected by citizens of the state they represent. It would feel pretty weird if Oklahoma got to vote on the congressional representatives for Hawaii. So, this is my point, guys. You're not understanding how the Electoral College works. You do not show up for your local elections. You do not show up for your state elections. And then you have the audacity to complain about who the president becomes. Because you don't vote for them. You vote for the Electoral College. Yes, the presidential election is like just kind of participating. But there has been a time in history where that's been overthrown. Either way it goes, my point is, vote for your local and state government officials. These are the people that will be those comprised of the Electoral College. It is not that exact select few, but it will be these individuals from that group of Congress where the Electoral College is decided from, the electors. Pay attention, please. I know you guys had government. I know you did. I know you did. And I know they went through that. And I know you probably didn't pay attention, but you should have. Because it actually matters. And this is how I'm going to tell you how it matters. Local government manages. Okay, this is the next article from medium.com. And it's called Why Local Elections Matter. Okay. Number one. Local government manages a lot of different things and their decisions will directly affect your life. Listen, local government manages a lot of different things and their decisions will directly affect your life. There is no level of government that is more directly responsible for serving your community than your local elected officials. Local government can affect almost every aspect of your daily life. Here's just a few things they are responsible for. And this is just a few, okay? Local school quality. So when you're complaining about your children not being taught the way that you want, guess who's in charge? Your local government. Deciding sanctuary jurisdiction status, policing and public safety, and holding police accountable. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Oh my God. Everybody is like, hey, we do not like how the police are doing things. How do we change that? And yet the same very black people do not understand that you need to vote for your local representatives and your local legislation, your local government, because these are the people that actually decide your policing and public safety. So if you live in Brooklyn and you don't like your police officers, you need to be voting in Brooklyn. Every year they've got elections. Pay attention. Policing and public safety. And, oh wait, I already said that. Rent costs and affordable housing. Oh my God, another huge thing that black people, we always complain about is rent, costs, and affordable housing. Gentrification probably would have never happened had you actually got up and voted. I'll say that one more time. Gentrification probably never would have happened if you got up and voted. White people would not be taking over your community right now if you had voted in your local elections, if you had decided who governs your local legislation. I guarantee you, it would be significantly lower than what we're seeing now. Public transit, alcohol and marijuana ordinances, city colleges, and job training programs. Number 2, state and local governments lead the way when the federal government isn't. Let's see, what part of here should I read? Do you know that? Anyways, I think that's self-explanatory. You can check out the article. Number 3, your vote will make a difference. Typically, just 1 in 5 voters participate in off-year local elections. 1 in 5. Guys, that is less than half of the percent of people that vote in presidential elections, and we only vote at about a 60% rate. So, less than 30% of black people are actually participating in local elections. 30% is not going to make Black Lives Matter. That's how I just made it relevant for you. That's why you need to vote. Next article. You can check it out yourself. I have usa.gov here for you to find out when your local and state elections are. So now you have no excuse. Well, those of you that didn't make it to this far in the video do. But whatever. Well, you don't have an excuse. You just chose not to pay attention. Anyways. Another article I will list. It just tells you how Congress works. A lot of you really need to educate yourself. I have gone through several lovely debates back and forth, over 700 different comments, different groups in Facebook talking about this specific issue, voting. And a lot of you feel like we don't need to vote. A lot of black people feel like we don't need to vote. It has never helped us. We need to overthrow the government. Yeah, okay. Like, you're really going to do that. The list goes on and on the excuses that I heard as to why an individual doesn't need to vote. It doesn't matter. I don't care about my ancestors. We didn't fight for the right to vote. Whatever. Like, all of this stuff is now mute because I just explained to you why your vote does matter and why it's not just your presidential election. You guys have got to get out of this mindset of the Electoral College is going to decide my fate. So, therefore, I don't need to vote because it's already decided and they've already got this whole, conspiracy theory of, who's going to be the next president, blah, 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 blah. I'm not here to debate those issues. I'm not even saying that that's not true. They do handpick people. But you still have a voice. You still have a say. They handpick who's going to run. They don't handpick who's going to win. But they can handpick who's going to win if they have systematically paid attention to the voting rate and turnout of the black people. They have systematically made it very difficult for you to understand the Electoral College. You guys have this big elaborate idea of how it works. If you go online and you actually try to do research on it, it's very well put together to where you don't make that connection of, okay, my Congress is my Electoral College. I elect my Congress. They do not make it that cut and dry for you. It's like, oh, well, the electors of the Electoral College are decided upon blah, 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 blah from the political nominations and different national conventions. And basically what all that political jargon boils down to is this. You, the people, vote the Electoral College through your local and state legislation, specifically your state legislation. If you do not participate in your state legislation, you are forfeiting your voice of participation through the Electoral College for that day when they announce the president. It's very simple. I don't need to go into this anymore. I don't understand why. We do not understand. You can spit the name Electoral College like nobody's business, but you cannot tell me who votes the Electoral College, and I don't understand that. I don't know what you were doing during politics or government or U.S. history or whatever, but you should have been paying attention. And if you didn't capture it there and you didn't go to college, then you should have Googled it. Because you can Google everything else. Or you should have asked Siri. Maybe Siri tells you. I don't know. Where's my phone? Can I ask Siri? My phone's not next to me. But I promise you, I bet you if I ask, Siri, who votes for the Electoral College? It would say, you dumb mother... That's probably what it would say, honestly. So please pay attention, okay? It's not that hard. Vote. Your vote matters. I just told you how your vote matters. I guarantee you when I post this, I'm going to have a long line of people talking about why their vote still doesn't matter because they didn't listen to the video. But it's okay. I'll have that conversation because we need to learn. And that's all that really matters. Now, I can go back to my happy side. My zen side. I love you guys. Seriously, that's why I share this information. I really want you to understand. I really want our community to rise as we should. We are great, great people. And we really, really need to be able to live up to that. But in order to live up to that, we're going to have to really educate ourselves, educate each other, love each other, be kind to each other, understand each other. And we're going to have to come up with a unified way of moving forward and rising. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like it. I hope you subscribe to this channel. Please share it with your loved ones, your friends, your Facebook. I know you guys share those twerking videos. I know you share the police brutality. I know you share all this other stuff. Share this video too, because we need to get this information. Thank you so much.